Yo guys, StandardVR back with your daily Pokemon battles. Today we're going to go back into some VGC regulation. I got another cool team from That's a +1. This one has a Scarfed Groudon. Let's see if it can put in as much work as that Scarfed Kyogre did. Alright, we got a super dicey looking team over here. We got Screen Scrim with two of the bulkiest things in the meta, being that Dialga Origin and that Ho. This is going to be hard to break. How do we deal? We could go in DD to stop any like Thunderwave shenanigans from that Grimmsnarl. Obviously, let's see, we don't have Stone Edge. That's fine. How do we deal with Ho-Oh? We have Meteor Beam. That's how we deal with Ho-Oh. Okay. Actually, these two guys are super dicey as well. Let's go and DD Groudon to see what they want to do. And I actually want to go more in the direction of like a Fluttermane Chi-Yu over the Lunala. DD Groudon. So I do want, actually I like that Power Herb Lunala, would be super nice. Do have Electro Web options with that guy. Let's go Torn Lunala. There's Urshy Waters, so this Sun will be kind of stopping what he wants to do. So obviously they can set Reflect here. I can Follow Me, but I really just kind of want an Alluring Voice just in case there's Sash. We just hit those Precipice Blades. I can see this Urshifu really being a sashed Urshifu on this team. No, it can't fake out in terrain. Citrus Berry Grim, not bad, not bad. It still does a ton of damage in Sun. Almost half, not quite. Go ahead and get that thing off the board. We don't need to deal with it. There's that Meowscarada. They can go for knockoff. I kind of want to just Alluring Voice and Precipice Blades this thing again. With Alluring Voice doing decent damage but being super effective. And the P-Blades isn't going to do a whole lot, but I don't really want to take... Yeah, we could go Torn. It's not bad, but then we're left with a pretty low damage board. But I would like to save this Groudon for the Dialga. Let's go Torn. That was a... So if I had stayed in as Groudon there, that Parting Shot would not have worked because I'm on Psychic Terrain, and that is still a Prankster move. But that is neither here nor there, I suppose. So we're just going to imprison a TR and Bleak Wind. Actually, we're going to imprison the TR and switch in the Groudon. We're not going to imprison the TR because they're just going to Dragon Pulse. Okay. So you did not bring Ho-Oh. We're going to bring out Lunala. And we're just going to Moongeist Beam and Precipice Blades. Again, this terrain is still up. 2 more turns. Then you can do all your priority stuff. Alright, knockoff from Meowscarada is going to do a ton of damage to Lunala. So I'm kind of thinking of just swapping in that Torn on a potential knockoff. Get that Tailwind set up and then just come in and like Moonblast it. And here we can just Precipice Blades. It'll at least break Sash. And do half, which is nice. Scarf coming in clutch, being able to outspeed that Meowscarada. Now we just come in with Lunala. Obviously they can Sucker Punch if they're not choiced in any sort of way. We can just Tailwind, we can Fairy Terra, we can D-Gleam. Moongeist Beam would have been fine too. I was just thinking this thing was still a Dark type. But yeah, you're not doing anything there. GG's, let's get another one. Alright, we got Sun Shadow over here. Alright, this is dicey. The problem with leading a lot of this stuff with Torn is that this Indeedee typically will then just set Trick Room. And like Torn doesn't do a whole lot of damage into a lot of this stuff. We can Imprison TR. We could just lead Indeedee Groudon and just start getting massive damage up on things. Which isn't even bad. What if we left Lunala at home? What if we went Indeedee Groudon, Flutter Chi-Yu? They go Raging Bolt and Cali Shadow. So this thing's probably going to Fairy Terra, which is fine. Because we have terrain up and they don't have a way to get rid of it. So I am fine actually just clicking Alluring Voice into this Calyrex in case it's Sash, because they seem to always be Sash nowadays. And just clicking that big Precipice Blaze. Yep. They can Volt Switch, that is fine. The crazy part is if I would have Alluring Voiced into a Groudon switch, that would have been pretty dicey. Alright, here, since they do have a speed boost, I'm going to follow me. Do I want to Terrifier? I can Terrifier here. Just to resist a Dazzling Gleam. If they want to go that route. Because Dazzling Gleam might pick up, especially if this is like a Specs Flutter, because we don't really have knowledge of the item yet. As they just Moonblast. That's fine. See, Specs Flutter. I'm assuming. So we're going to go Flutter here. Obviously they still have Terra up, so that's probably... Ooh, that gets kind of dicey, doesn't it? How do we want to play this? I want to Moonblast here, just in case Precipice misses. That's fine. It's going to do big damage. 84, massive. Now this dude's fast. But I think this is actually a speed tie. So if I just do that, could bring you down to where Groudon outspeeds. If I win the speed tie. And if you're full speed. And if we hit. That's always the other thing. Clear Amulet, that makes sense. Wasn't even thinking of that. Alright, so this is probably an L because I'm just going to get Collision Coursed in the face. We just Heat Wave. But yeah, Collision Course. GG's. Let's get another one. Alright, we got Sun with Ho-Oh and Walking Wake. This looks like a super cool team, actually. Alright, don't have a whole lot of inherent speed control. I'm pretty sure Ho-Oh gets Tailwind, so there's that we have to be concerned about. That's probably a Dark Urshifu if I'm guessing, because we do have the water coverage in Walking Wake. So, how do we play this? If we lead Flutter Groudon, that does force the Groudon Terra unless they want to like protect for a turn. But Precipice, as we saw, didn't pick up the KO, so that's a little bit dicey. This Walking Wake is a little bit problematic. I say we go Flutter Groudon. go Torn Lunala in the back. It's not bad. Let's go Torn Lunala. But it is a dark Urshifu. We are giving this Flutter Mane a speed boost, but we're also giving our own Flutter Mane a speed boost. What we can do, obviously they can Sucker. We just... Do we Icy Wind? We Icy Wind. And we just Precipice Blades. Because this could be a Sash Urshifu, which would make me very sad. If I just Moon Blasted it and like missed it. Precipice Blades. There's the Rilla Switch. Here's a Steel Flutter Mane, which is interesting in front of a Groudon. But, yeah, we don't have to worry about that Flutter Mane anymore. We do have to worry about this Rillaboom. This Rillaboom is yeah, problem. Woodhammer into Groudon does a ton of damage. Okay. So here, I actually think I want to just protect and swap in Thorn. Yeah, take that Woodhammer and the Rocky Helmet. Just get rid of it. Okay, obviously we can just Moonblast this Groudon, and I might just to get the chip on it. Could Flame Charge though, which gets really dicey. Let's see, so you Grassy Glide here, would you Flame Charge here? I think we Icy Wind and Tailwind. Because that doesn't get the KO. That ensures if you Flame Charge and you're not Clear Amulet, which you're not. Alright, alright. Take a lot of chip, And here... how do I want to play this? Because they are going to be able to break Shadow Shield. But I don't think that really matters, but I do need Lunala for the Meteor Beam into that Ho-Oh, which that should be their last one. We can just Terrafire here, and Precipice Blades and Bleak Wind. Yeah, just to reduce the damage from that Grassy Glide. We do hit, which is nice. Can we get the Bleak Wind? We do. Alright. Now we got whatever's left in the back. Dark Ursh. Oh, that's right. They showed that earlier. So we just Precipice Blades and Bleak Wind. A lot of damage. Bleak Wind picks up. GG's. Fun set of games. I think we are going to call it there. Let me know how you like Regulation I. How you like these super aggressive Choice Scarf teams. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We are trying to get to 100 subscribers, and we are almost halfway there at the time of recording this video. So any help would be super appreciated. As always, have a great day. Peace.